Hit it.
Hello everyone and welcome back to PGP Motorsports Park. Right now we're joined once again in race 5 of the fall series with the last chance qualifying, but this time with an interesting little gimmick. Not a lot of people showed up today due to the cloudy and a little bit moist, cold nature of today. And so for the last chance qualifying, only 7 people are participating in it. So the odds are a lot greater for the people who are here. But remember, it's only the top 4 to progress. So there's only 3 places you need to avoid being stuck in. Wait, let me count. I need to do math. Yeah, 3 places to avoid being stuck in to qualify for the final. So here they are, gridding up as best they can, 3 wide for some reason. And we're going to pan over to the flag. The flag's waved in their way. Already we are starting to see 4, maybe even up to 7 wide action, as there's only 7 people in here, but they make it through there cleanly. It's a bit easier with a little less chaos going through. Let me punch in right here, and we're seeing in the top 3, I see Manny in 3rd, but he's moving up to 2nd, trying to do a cheeky little overtake in the light bulb. Will he make it through? Will he push someone off? No, he gives up the space, not quite the momentum on the inside line, which I can understand and struggle with, and the bottom 4 falling off with that battle there. So who do we have in the top 3?
Well, in the top 3, it looks like from this distance, Ethan took the lead, followed closely by Giuseppe, who was on pole, and it's Manny in 3rd, and Todd, who is in 4th. Todd had a really unfortunate lockup in his heat race, which put him into LCQ. He was battling for a podium position, but unfortunately he found himself here. But it looks like as long as things stay the way they are, he's gonna make it to the final just fine. You really want to avoid that, I would still call the reverse podium. You don't want to be in that bottom 3.
Does Manny do a double overtake for the lead? He does. He's stuck on the outside.
3 wide!
3 wide going into turn 2. 4 wide for a little bit, and Manny falls out just a little bit outside, but he might be able to claim 2nd place. We are doing a full battle for all 7 racers here, but Manny gets the shorter end of the stick here and falls quite a ways back.
Ethan takes the lead, followed closely by Todd, and we have a 5-way battle for 3rd now. Wow, that exploded real fast. Also worth noting, it did drizzle just a little bit between heat races, so the track is slightly slick. They might not have all the grip that they think they have.
Manny is barely holding on to that final spot.
Todd just snuck in through light bulb trying to take the lead of the race, but Ethan got the switchback, but he's on the outside. Todd is on the inside of top of the world going into bus stop. Todd takes the lead of the race.
Nice work from Todd there, getting a nice getting a nice switch back into there. I will say that Manny's journey has been very interesting. So from 3rd to 1st to 4th, and for 2nd there, I thought he was outside of the top 4 contention there. And it looks like, who is that in the red?
That is Aiden Flynn in the red. Unfortunately, it looks like the top 4 and the bottom 3 are starting to spread a gap, which is really bad news for the bottom 3. If the bottom 3 played nice, they could catch up to the top 4, who look to be fighting each other.
Manny's fighting for 3rd place now. He's pushed out. He's a little stuck on the outside.
Also, Ethan retook the lead. Despite a small grid, they're giving us some pretty good racing. And wow. Side by side for the lead, 3 wide, almost, not quite. Todd retakes the lead, followed by Ethan. 2 wide going into turn 1. That's Giuseppe versus Manny. Manny on the outside. And
2
Manny
by
has
2,
to back
are they
out.
going to be clean? Aiden is catching right up to Manny there. Looks like he had the inside for a second there, but Manny holds onto it, and he's fallen back into the clutches of Aiden. Yeah,
Manny got a little squiggly in turn 1, probably due to the slippy conditions out there. It might rain a little bit more. Forecast said 5% precipitation, but we do have a pretty gloomy overcast today, which is of no surprise.
Yeah, it might not rain. There was this one time when I was out here in which it didn't rain at all, but the track became slippery because the weather did the most rudest thing to me. It misted and made the track moist enough for us to all of a sudden lose grip with our slick tires.
Have you ever just been out on track and the skies just opened up and started pouring rain mid-race? That happened. I wasn't even wearing my jacket at the time. I got a free shower. It was really cold.
I bet. Very cold conditions out there, especially when you're flying through here.
Oh yeah, don't underestimate that wind chill.
But it looks like Todd has the lead of the race once again, with Ethan close behind. battling for that position.
Giuseppe wants a piece of that higher podium. We have a 4-way battle for 4th. Almost 3 wide going down the front straight. They just tuck in line.
And they sort themselves back out. Ethan falling back into the clutches of 3rd place a little bit as Todd pushes away down the front straight.
So the running order is Todd, Ethan, Giuseppe. That's their podium. Manny in 4th. Trevor in 5th. He's been having a really good day. Aiden and Vasanth are our last 2. So that's the current running order. Conveniently, all 7 names are displayed in the top right.
That is very convenient. We get to see the whole leaderboard for the first time in league race history here with this short grid that we've got. But even though... Oh, Manny's out! Manny is done. He clipped the curb, he clipped a cart, and he spun around. And that is effectively his chance at getting into the final over, I've got to say. Unless
we still have 15 minutes of racing left. He might be able to catch up, but it's not looking grim. Or it's looking grim.
It's looking grim. Todd has just absolutely punched a hole in the lead and is just running away with it.
Yeah, Todd's figured this out.
In order for Manny to get back into the race, he needs 3 people to spin out.
Or
he needs to catch up.
And it looks like he could catch up if he keeps his head down, because everybody in 2nd down are really fighting for those positions.
Yeah, they are. And it looks like in that conflict, we were focusing on Manny spinning out, but Aiden has dropped to the back of the pack when he used to be leading the pack of 5th place. And I guess by that, he lost 1 position, I guess, if you think about it.
Yeah, Aiden's not having the best day today, apparently, as he tries to make a move on the inside of the light bulb. Doesn't quite work. So we have Todd just running off with the lead. We have a 3-way battle for 2nd. That would be Giuseppe, Ethan, and Trevor. So Trevor making it to the final. That'd be really good for him. He's relatively new out here, and he's doing very well today.
Yeah, he is. With these top 4 up here, they have a hard-fought battle ahead of them in order to maintain their spot.
Aiden on the inside, going into 3. That is for 5th place, and he takes 5th place away.
Is he able to hold it? He has the inside line for the follow-up corner.
Fighting back, but he's on the outside, and going on the outside of 2. That's not exactly a good place to be. Gets squeezed down the inside of 2, but loses out in turn 1. That is an overtake by Aiden for 5th place.
Yeah, Aiden just had the better geometry there. He was on the inside for all 3 of those corners. Like, Aiden was doing switchbacks and stuff, but he always found himself on the outside. That was just really good thinking on Aiden's part to be in the right place, right time to get that position.
So Todd is a 2nd faster than everyone else. That's he's got his head down, which is good. He has mentally recovered from the unfortunate lockup that he had in the heat race, which is good. He's got his eyes forward, and I think he's gonna be taking that momentum into the final. Speaking of momentum, going back, we have a 2-way battle for 2nd, and it looks like Trevor is just racing his own race. It looks like Aiden and Vasanth are fighting. Aiden signaling to Vasanth to keep it to, like, don't fight too hard, because if they keep fighting, they're both just not going to get in the final. They should work together. But if you want to tell any racing driver to not pass somebody, they're going to look at you funny.
Yeah, but Aiden, he's normally in the Pro Series, right? He normally does make it into the final real easy.
Yeah, so not the best day for Aiden. Really unfortunate. However, depending on how hard that Vasanth and Aiden fight, they might have a chance to combat Trevor for 4th place and see if they can take that last spot into the final. Manny still keeping his head down. Manny's last lap, his lap time is on par with everyone else, so he's not exactly gaining time, which is unfortunate. His best lap is slightly faster than everyone else, so if he just puts in banker lap after banker lap, he might catch up.
Yep, he just needs to put in those hot laps and hope that things go right for him. Hopefully people fight a little bit too much, but I will say, in the last few minutes, in the last few laps of this thing, there hasn't been too much fighting, but just as I say that, someone lunges up on the inside.
That's Giuseppe.
Just Giuseppe on...
And Ethan down on the inside of 4. This is helping This is definitely helping Manny catch up. Fighting in turns 5 and 4 like that really slow you down. I'd say you lose about a second of time doing that, which it's a bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off for them.
Yeah, we'll see that. And it looks like constant overtakes are being done, and he's doing Aiden's hand motions as well, saying, hey, why are we overtaking? We need to catch up to Todd or whatever. We got this secure. I don't know. But I did see his hand go up.
At this point, Todd's run away with it. It is a 4-way battle for second place.
This is crazy. It's really kicked off here. Aiden is in that battle and finally caught up, and he's looking for that spot in the final. Is he going to get a nice overtake?
Trevor tried to take the lead on the outside, but he gets
stuck.
He overcooks it. He lost control in roller coaster, and Trevor loses out of that and is now battling Manny as Manny just overtakes. Unfortunate for Trevor. It looks like he overcooked it on the outside, lost control on the inside, didn't have the grip. He didn't quite have anywhere to go from this perspective, but that was really unfortunate.
Yeah, it was 2x2 in roller coaster. There wasn't room for him. He dipped a tire onto it. He lost all his momentum. He didn't spin, but it definitely killed him there because that uphill thing is very tough for. Oh, and a little bit off the track there.
They are fighting tooth and nail for these spots. Basically, in that squabble, if you are where Aiden is, you are not making it to the final, which is unfortunate because Aiden had a really strong shot at getting in the final, but now it looks like all the karts are settling into their paces. Fortunately for both Trevor and Manny, they have someone to race with.
Yep, there's Todd going by on the pit straight, and we'll see as everything lines up. Manny is catching up quite a bit. The gap isn't looking too insane.
Manny's lap times are not exactly representative of him catching up. He's keeping up with the pace of everyone else, but he's not exactly gaining.
The difference is, though, I think in some of those laps, some people have made some huge mistakes, and one person has made a mistake, so that's one down. How many more to go for Manny? 2 more? And one of those being Aiden.
Yeah, it's going to be a very Hail Mary recovery drive for Manny and Trevor, which is unfortunate because they were in really good spot. I mean, then again, they all were in a good spot. There's only 7 people out there.
Yeah. They're all in a decent spot, but as these gaps keep growing, especially Todd's gap all the way already at the end of the back straight, he's just putting in lap after lap. I wonder if he's taking it a little bit.
Aiden coming up on Vasanth. Wow, he got a freaking major run, and he's right on that back bumper. If he could overtake Vasanth, he will make it into the final. So we have a 2-way battle for 4th, which is basically where you want to be. 4th place and up moves on to the final. 5th place and below, bye-bye.
Yep, that's the story. And then you're going to make it to that top 24. So even though this says only 7 people in it, we're going to get quite the final, quite the contrast when we go into the final and we see 24 people racing as hard as they can out here.
Yeah, we're going to have a full grid in the final full of very experienced racers. So stay tuned for that. As
Definitely.
We see, that is Aiden trying to make a move on the inside of Lightbulb, but that doesn't quite work. It's a really ambitious move, but Aiden knows he has the pace to make this overtake, so now he's really pressuring Vasanth for that 4th place position, in which he has every right to do. They are pretty far behind Giuseppe in 3rd, so we'll see how this pans out. However, it does look like they are catching up to Giuseppe. And if I'm pronouncing that name different every time, that is right, because one of those pronunciations will eventually be correct.
I think you got it right with Giuseppe. Giuseppe's been racing here a long time. I've raced with him before.
Aiden dives down the inside, and he makes the move, but can he make it stick?
Oh,
no, he
undercut.
Can't. He overcooked it, and Vasanth gets that switchback and maintains 4th place. So now Vasanth knows that he has Aiden right behind him, gunning for that position. We'll get those timings updated. Aiden down the inside. Vasanth just leaves the door open for him. Oh, that's a bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off. It did not pay off. And Aiden just says, thank you, I'll take 4th place, and just goes down turn 1. So unfortunate for Vasanth, he drops down to 5th place and is out of the out of the top 4 So he won't be making it to the final unless he can overtake Aiden again.
And we'll see how that battle pans out. It looks like I'm already seeing a little bit of a gap opening up, but he's still in there. The gap is there, but he's like keeping up with him just fine.
Worth noting that the gap between Manny and Vasanth is 3 seconds. So it's not the largest gap. It's a relatively large gap, but it's not outside the realm of possibility. We do have 5 minutes left in the race, though. So we're entering our closing stages. Todd just way ahead. He's like 8 seconds at least.
Yeah, he's already crossing the line
clocked
right now
out
as these guys go through turn 2.
Yeah, Todd and Ethan look like they've got it made. However, it is Giuseppe. Giuseppe was off the pace. Aiden and Vasanth caught up to him. We now have a 3-way battle for third. This is about to get spicy.
Yeah, this is Vasanth's last hope. He just needs to hope. He just needs to help Aiden get past him real quick, and then take that vacuum and also fill up that space.
Yeah, I can easily see Aiden fighting for third place here. As he
Was that a little bit of contact, or did he get? Or I think he pushed it a little bit too hard.
Yeah, he pushed it a little too hard.
Oh, but they're too wide, I think.
Yeah, Giuseppe's tiny mistake there has made like just this little 3-way conga line, and now it is a very tight 3-way battle for third. And I bet that Vasanth is definitely going to try to capitalize on this opportunity, because he just got handed these on a silver platter. And do we see Aiden making the move?
Aiden is
down
moving
the inside.
Up on the inside. And does he make it through? Is Giuseppe gonna do the undercut?
It through,
he does.
But he got the inside going into 2. So this is not looking great for...
It's 3 wide a little bit. There's a little bit of contact, some rubbing here. And Aiden does not have that inside line through turn 1.
White
How much
flag.
will it hurt him?
It's the
This
final
is the final lap.
Oh, it's going to come down to all this lap.
Manny watching the battle from behind. He's going to pick up the pieces if things go crazy, because they're going too wide into roller coaster. And they do fall in line just as they go through. Aiden not taking that risk.
It is Giuseppe, Aiden, and Vasanth in that order, in that train of 3 for third place. So whoever is the loser of this train of 3 does not make it into the final, as they're fighting really hard out there. And Manny is actually catching up because of how hard they're fighting. It is entirely possible Manny may get involved in this and the second half of this lap, which is the final lap. They're going to leave nothing left on the table. For me, it all comes down to how well they exit these next 2 corners, turns 5 and 4. They all go through cleanly. They're all pushing extremely hard, getting as good of a run as they can. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Vasanth has the power to keep up. Giuseppe goes on the inside defensive, Aiden on the outside. Checkered flags out, Todd wins. So
yeah, Todd wins the last chance qualifying. He qualifies, but this is the battle to watch.
In second place, Ethan Costas coming across the line. Congratulations. And it looks like it's done and dusted.
Oh, it's done
Unfortunate.
and dusted.
Unfortunate for Vasanth.
Yeah, he puts his head to his helmet. He knows what happened. He knows what went wrong there. He lost the position, and Manny also knows. And that's just going to be a wrap-up for the last chance qualifying. Top 4 move on, and we will see you back in the next one, or not in the next one, but soon for the final, where we will figure out our podium. Welcome back to the final. We are here with the full grid of 24 karts. They're getting slowed up, ready to grid up. The top 4 finishers of last time have changed a little bit. There was a penalty that was given out. Who was the one that got the penalty and was pushed out?
That's a really good question. Our top 4 this race, starting in the grid, is Sergey on pole, followed by Spencer, Paulo, our championship leader, and Silas. That's our top 4. A little bonus. Donnie's in 5th. Who's in 6th? That's William in 6th. Nice. So, that's all I can tell for now. We're going to get some exciting racing. A lot more than 7 cars in the grid. Take it away, Steven.
Yep, so even though Aiden... oh, wait, no, Aiden was the one that made it, but we're seeing them grid up. I'm going to pan over to the flag. flags waved in their way. We're seeing them start up. They're keeping their 2x2 line. Is anyone going to be brave and try to break it up a little bit? I'm going to keep my eyes on the roller coaster here. They're all clean through it.
There's a crash.
Oh, there is a crash?
Somebody got crashed out.
Oh, yeah, I see him. There's two there.
Two.
It looks like Davidson Mann is part of it.
Davidson Mann's not here, I don't think. That is David.
Oh,
So,
David
wrong David.
Baschivuli?
Yep. Unfortunate.
It is
Very
unfortunate, but Aiden moves up quite a few positions. We see the Minions helmet, which is in all of its glory in there, but Minions helmet bounces over a curb and still is
Lots
in
of contact in bus stop. They are 2x2 in bus stop. That's...
Yeah, there's lots of bumping and going. There's going to be a retaliation and rage at some point. I feel like there's like 3 wide, 4 wide through there. How are they going to make it through cleanly?
2 wide through 5, 2 wide through 4. You rarely see this work.
And even though it's a slightly moist day and the track is maybe a little dry with all the running that's been going on it, they still keep it on the track for the most part. I would not say this is clean.
Why did you have to say moist?
Moist would be an apt description for what this track is going to be, as these people just...
So update on our leaders while we look at the battles. The top 6 have sorted themselves out. It is Sergey leading Silas, leading Paulo, leading Spencer, leading Donnie, leading William. So that's the top 6.
There's a 3-way battle going on and someone's off.
Alex goes off. He dipped the tire in the grass and that's all it takes. That grass is very wet because it is very slick because it is damp out here. Look at all those words that aren't moist.
Yep, his tires got moist, he spun out, and it was done for the day. He was finished.
Unfortunate. So yeah, he's...
So lots of packs forming up here. We still have Sergey in the lead. With who made it up into second? Is that Silas?
That is Silas in second. Paulo, our championship leader, is in third. And we're going to see some really intense racing at the front. We're already seeing intense racing all over the place.
Yeah, it looks like it's more tactical at the moment, but Silas does take a little bit of a nose into the inside and doesn't make it through, but Paulo takes advantage of that. He is on the outside going into turn 2. And
that was really
that is always
cheeky.
Going to be a recipe for disaster.
That was a really cheeky bump draft by Spencer in the back, giving Silas that bump draft to try to snatch that spot away from Paulo. Really smart played, and Paulo saw it coming.
There's so many battles going on. We see some 2-wide action all across the field. I'm just going to keep an eye on this turn-in right here.
I'm keeping an eye on the lead.
Yeah, there's so many battles going on. We see this 5-way pack of trains going on right here. We have this train here, which looks a little bit more composed. There's some gaps, or not gaps, but like there's a little bit more space in between them to allow for like the draft to even take effect because you need that little bit of a vacuum. Looks like someone fell way off.
Oh, that's Alex who got crashed out earlier. Who I was making. Yep. He's not happy, but he's still in the race. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah, he just has to go for fastest lap.
So, I guess technically the entire grid is the Sergey train because Sergey is spearheading the race and he's actually taking off with it. His pace is on par with the people behind him, but the people behind him are fighting, which are slowing each other down. So Sergey could win this race.
Yeah, we have another train quite a ways behind Minion's helmet.
That's Harb in the Minion's helmet.
Yep, behind Harb. So we see Harb crossing the line there, and shortly behind is this massive train. We're going to see if they keep it clean. This is where we saw a lot of the bumping earlier on in the race.
Yep, but it looks like it is James kept spearheading that train, followed by Baron and Scott Miller. Those are the top 3 positions of that second large train that I'm sure we're looking at. We are. And I think Scott Miller got by and is right up against James. This is a battle for 10th, by the way.
Yeah, this is a massive battle for 10th. There's just so many different things going on. And then we have the leaders, which are way ahead, already going through turn 4 onto the back straight. And we're going to see how this other pack navigates through with all the battling going on. I'm seeing some 2-wide action here in the back. We'll see if that makes it through. He does find a spot to slot into. He doesn't have as much momentum, but he's getting bump drafted, so he doesn't lose out too much for being too wide through there.
Our leaders are behaving nicely. There not really much is happening in the lead, so I'd still look in the back. Yeah, there's nothing happening in the lead of the race, but we've got a four-way battle going through turn 1. Down the front straight, spearheaded by Alex, then Ethan, then after that, I can't tell who that is, and Aiden. That
Aiden
might be
making his way
Isabel
up there.
Kempf.
Yeah, I definitely see some Kempf in there. I recognize the logo on the shirt.
Excellent. Because I know James Kempf is ahead of Scott, and he's currently holding 10th place.
Yeah, I'm quite zoomed in on, so if you look at the screen, you can see what I'm looking at.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I have the image preview. Thanks.
Yeah.
Paulo took the lead of the race when I wasn't looking.
Oh no!
What do you mean? Oh no!
I'm saying oh no because we didn't get it on camera. Paulo literally told us to get it on camera.
Yeah, my bad. Oh, and
But
Sergey
we
dives down
should-
the inside! Can he make it stick, though? And it looks like he can.
There's some too wide action going back as
Silas wants a piece of the lead. Not quite. So, yeah, why don't we just look at the leaders now? Because it looks like they're finally done being dormant and are going to explode. We got Sergey leading Paulo, leading Silas, Donnie, and Spencer. Spencer dropped back a little bit. William is leading the pack behind. Yeah, that's William, Sebastian, Christina, and Muhammad Hard. And that group of 4 behind the leaders of 5. So we have battles all around the grid today. Holy moly, we can't catch everything on camera.
Yeah, this is a huge difference between what we saw in the last chance qualifying where the battle was all across the grid.
Something
until it
happened to
wasn't.
William Frazier, and he is now way behind. Another thing we did not catch on camera.
Yeah, he was in that up battle there, so there might have been some chaos there that dropped.
But we got a real pressure cooker boiling in the top spots. All 5 behaving cleanly, but still pushing really hard through turns 5 and 4. Down the back straight. Paulo looks like he has a run. Dives down the inside. Paulo's going to go for the lead into turn 3. And it looks like he has it made. He made the path cleanly.
Yeah.
Silas on the outside, side by side next to Sergey. And doesn't
normally-
quite get there, but he's trapped on the outside because Donnie closed the door. But he has the inside down to 1, 2 by 2. We got Paulo in the lead, followed by Sergey, Silas, Donnie, and Spencer round out the top 5. William in 6th, followed by 7, 7th. Who's in 8th? That's Christina and Harb. So that's our top 9. James Kempf still in 10th, followed closely by Scott Miller, and I think that is Randy Cole. Scott and Randy have a friendly rivalry going, if you ask me. Those two are friends, but on track, friends. I mean, I guess that's not up for me to decide. I'm nice on track, but I'm aggressive, but oh well. It's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is that it might be slightly personal, but not in a bad way. Here we see the top 5 going at it through 5 and 4 again. Let's see if they can make another opportunistic move down into 3. Does Sergey have the run? It doesn't look like it. So it looks like they're going to kind of behave. Sergey is right on the bumper of Paulo. And we might... I don't think they're going to go for anything crazy this lap. We are about halfway through the race. We got some 2x2 action. William looks like he got compromised, but William's got the inside. This is a battle for 7th place. William keeps the inside. It looks like it is Sebastian. Not Sebastian. Yeah, Sebastian is in 6th.
3 wide it explodes into.
And Harb takes a 2-for-1. Down the inside goes Harb, and he takes 2 spots for the price of 1. Very brilliantly played by Harb. That's the power of the Minions helmet. That Minions helmet is terrifying if you see it up close.
I'm going to try to get as close as I can so that way you can see its glory. Look at that terrifying beast with the double overtake into roller coaster. That's got to be a scary experience, but nothing is scarier than looking behind you and seeing that.
Anyway, back to the lead of the race. Here we see the top 5 going through turns 5 and 4 again. Can we see any ambitious moves being made? Do any of them get a run on the leader? It doesn't look like it this time. Actually, Silas giving Sergey that bump draft. Silas got the run, but he knew better than to try to fight for second when he knows he could give the bump draft and try to take the lead that way. These top 5 are very disciplined and they know exactly what they're doing. It's not always about getting the person in front of you. Sometimes it's about being patient and finding an even better move. Chess, not checkers, as we say. Oh, we got Sergey having to look down the outside. Silas also down the outside. 2 wide into turn 1. Paulo leaps the curb. Oh, Paulo looks like he lost out. Still side by side, going into double apex. Well, that's not double apex, is it? I think it is. Wow, that exploded into turn 1.
And Silas got his spot back.
Yeah, Silas was in the middle of that, and through the commotion, Sergey takes the lead, followed by Silas, putting Paulo back into 3rd place.
But Paulo is looking to make it too wide through this narrow section of the track. He's just putting that pressure on through there, but nothing comes of it.
Yeah, Spencer's just been here the whole time, and it looks like Seb and Harb are catching up to this train. We're going to have a 7-way battle for the lead now. This is...
7 is how many people were in the last chance qualifying, and they're just all in the lead of the race.
Silas...
Meanwhile, this has a whole nother battle going on in near the back of the pack as well. So many 7-way battles. It's crazy.
As Donnie is overtaking, or defending against, I forgot it, Spencer. There we go, Spencer. So it looks like everything's happening at the front. Let's focus on the front for now. Earlier down the back straight, it was Silas who gave the signal to Paulo behind him to play it smart, don't push too hard, because the lead of the race is at stake. Paulo knows this, and Paulo knows how to control aggression while still being very aggressive. It looks like Silas is definitely going to want to try to win this race. Silas is disciplined but aggressive. So he knows that he's got a big fight ahead of him and a really big fight behind him. Everyone's behaving mostly fine for now, but the instant they round turns 5 and 4, all bets are off. That's when the overtakes happen.
Yep, that's when the DRS is fully open. People are putting their heads down back.
Someone got pushed off. They both went too wide. So Randy Cole, I think that's Randy Cole, and someone else just overcooked it, and they both went off of light bulb. Let's look back at the leaders. Silas looks like he has a run, but Sergey is privy to it and goes defensive. So getting past Sergey for the lead of the race, good luck. We've seen Sergey hold up trains of people, but for the lead of the race, he's not holding back at all. So they are bumper to bumper, the top 7. And Silas down the inside! He's gonna try to take the lead of the race, doesn't quite make it, leads, oh! Cheeky!
Now Paulo is up on the outside,
Sergey
being
got
pushed by people
squeezed.
behind. It's 2 by 2 going into roller coaster as Silas is in the lead.
Yeah, Sergey got squeezed into the grass. I'm not sure if he had space. I'll leave that up to the stewards. But the standings now, Silas in the lead, followed by Paulo, then Sergey. Donnie's still in 4th, Spencer's still in 5th, Seb's still in 6th, Harb's still in 7th. Behind them, Christina and William are chasing. And it looks like in 10th place, we got Scott Miller, got past James Kempf.
But James Kempf is fighting back, it looks like on the outside. But on the outside, you're not going to get much done at top of the world. But James Kempf is going for the over-under.
The race leaders are rounding turns 5 and 4. Let's see if anything happens. Silas leading Paulo. Paulo's got a good run. Unfortunately, Sergey doesn't quite have the run. But he has the pace. So I don't think there's going to be any gaps forming in this top train. We're going to have a vicious fight to the end. Paulo having a nose around the outside. Gets a slightly better line, keeping that momentum through turns 2. Getting a good line through 1 to keep up with Silas for the lead of the race.
And not having to slow down at all. That's super crucial, because getting the speed back up is a lot harder than just maintaining it.
Silas
and by
going
a lot harder,
defensive.
I mean a lot slower.
Silas going very defensive, as well he should. Because Paulo's sniffing for the lead of the race. It looks like there might be a gap forming with Sergey in the back, which is really unfortunate. 3 wide into roller coaster. spearheaded by Scott Miller, who retains his place.
And hands go up. It looks like people are upset about contact, but no one's race was ended on this go-around of this chaotic battle near the back of the pack.
Yeah, overtaking, diving down into turn 1 is an extremely risky move. You need to be dedicated and controlled to make it work, as we see the leaders coming around turns 5 and 4 again. I want to say a slight gap is forming between Paulo and Sergey, but as you can clearly see, that gap is non-existent. The top 4 are just really keeping with each other. Silas leading the race. Bear in mind, the top 5 people here are no strangers to leading races. They know exactly what they're doing. Paulo giving a little bit of bump draft to Silas to try to build that gap from behind so he can cleanly overtake the lead. As White Flag comes out, everything I said just goes right out the window. It's every man for himself this final lap. Let's see how this pans out. Turn 1. Silas takes the inside line. Everybody takes the inside line. Donnie, opportunistic, sees that and goes for the outside line to get a better line through and get that much closer to third. Through double apex they go. They are bumper to bumper, just not leaving the door open. They are keeping that door squeezed shut. They're not giving an inch, because you give these racers an inch, they'll take a mile.
Yep, and this race has become a lot closer as people realize, all right, this is the final chance. If I want to get on the podium, I'm going to need to push as hard as I can. And we're seeing that in the size of the gap. Before they were giving each other a little bit of a gap for the slipstream, but also like ways to like maneuver away in case there's mistakes and build up as much you can.
It all comes down to this.
Now they're just pushing each other. It's
Turn
maximum
3.
pressure.
Silas deep down the inside, not giving anything. Paulo tries to go around the outside, doesn't quite make it. Sergey sneaks around the outside, doesn't quite make it. They all slot in. Spencer side by side with Donnie for 4th place. Spencer trapped on the outside. Oh, there's contact between Harb and Seb. Oh, it's gonna come down to the line. It looks like Sergey might have gotten. Oh, it's a super photo finish. I can't tell from this angle.
Yeah, we were as close as we could. What does the leaderboard say?
Silas, Sergey, Paulo are our top 3, followed by Donnie, Spencer, Seb, Mohammed Harb, Christina McBride, William E, and... Oh. I read the leaderboard too quickly.
Yep, Paulo pipped at the line, drops down to 3rd place. And as we have the final people making their way across and into the pit lane, we will see you at the podium in the next one. Be sure to like and subscribe for more of this kind of content. Goodbye.
To today's podium, get a best lap of a 78.804, 30.306 off the lead. 3rd place, Albertini. Second place, 0.209 off the lead. Getting back up one more position in the last corner. Best lap, 78.946. Second place, Sergey Demostov. And take the stop spot, best lap of 78.744. Defended like crazy in the end, but he kept him behind him. First place, Silas Hill.